Going on to you, Scorpios, by the way. You have food, my love. You have water. What's up? It's my cat. The King of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. Oh, you must need more cat litter. Okay, cool. I got a bunch. You'll be all right. Don't worry. I'll give you the cat litter. Don't worry. The King of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands bought her like a bunch of cat litter today that arrived. Trust me, the pets are well taken care of. Sorry about that. So for you, Scorpios, the King of Swords, not too much worrying. Eight of Pentacles, doing what you got to do. Page of Wands, and staying focused on where it is that you Scorpios want to go. Good. I mean, I don't really see anything to complain about or really, complain about. You Scorpios are doing an amazing job. You're actually not really overthinking what you know you already need to do. Then you have the Magician and the Lovers. The Magician right here represents how the Magician is Virgo, Gemini, and Scorpio in the first place. So you definitely showed up in your own reading. And then the Lovers, right? That's Gemini. So a lot of Gemini energy. Interesting. Some of you Scorpios may have, because you also have the Scorpio energy here too, which is y'all, right? So you showed up in your own reading. So like these three cards right here represents a lot of you Scorpios. Either a lot of you Scorpios don't necessarily want to find love around this time. Not saying that you wouldn't be open for it, but more so accurately, you don't think that you will be able to get it. And because what I'm seeing is that for you Scorpios, a lot of you Scorpios feel like you've been trying to find love, and that you've been keeping your head up, and that what you've got going on is a little bit too idealistic, and that maybe that doesn't work anymore, right? Maybe it's outdated. No, it's definitely not outdated. I've been saying this for a million times, right? And I'm going to continue to say this, right? Love does exist. It's just that you got a lot of like love exists, but the way that it's expressed, especially nowadays, there's a lot of goofy people out here, essentially, right? A lot of people doing a lot of weird things and moving in weird ways. And so the situation for you Scorpios is that what you think is love, that you are going at yourself for, or you are at odds with yourself for, you shouldn't be at odds with yourself, because love does exist. If you think that maybe you've been a little bit too optimistic and idealistic, it's not necessarily true. As long as you don't get delusional about it, you're not really too idealistic. Your ideas are really more so things that should happen, But I've talked about this before, that when it comes to the aspect of love, people are really entering love from the wrong door, if I'm just being honest with you. They're trying to like get into love from the perspective of usury, right? A person is not a person, right? Person is a doing. They are a person that does things. They are a vending machine. No, as opposed to a being, right, that has their own state of existence. And people don't take other people as that. They look at them like a vending machine, essentially, right? It's only it's when you can look at a person as not a vending machine, as a person, and consider them, is when you learn to date. And see, the thing is that what you Scorpios want is not rocket science, but other people are making it rocket science because they full of it. And so the thing is that the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, this is why a lot of you Scorpios feel like it might be a little bit too much right now. So this is why you Scorpios feel like you're going to have to protect yourself and watch out for yourself, because it's rocket science, not to you, but it's rocket science to most people. The reason why it is that it's rocket science in the first place, or it's overly complicated, is because people are coming from a state, like I said, they're entering into love from the wrong door, from the wrong perspective immediately. You know, most people see, this is why it is that I was saying this concept of dating up is a serious thing, because this is why dating is overly complicated, because a person will be like, oh, I want to date somebody that makes more than them. Whenever it is that you hear someone who specifically makes that as a highlight, meaning that they specifically date people, right, and they will not date a person if the person doesn't make more than them, what are they trying to say? What is the quiet part? The quiet part is they are not very good with money. And so they want to be able to kind of just kind of easily parted with money. They want to be able to kind of be loose with money a little bit, right? And then still have the finances to not be out on the street. Because truth be told, to kind of give you Scorpios an example, that ideology of like dating up in terms of finances, that's played out. And the reason why it's played out is because as long as two people can as long as a person can be in your life, or you can be in another person's life, and like you're not like a weight that's attached to them, where you go out, you constantly asking them for money. Why do they need you to make more than them? Exactly. Like, how come they don't have a job, right? And even if they do have a job, why do they specifically need you to make more money than them? They want to be able to spend, right? So you can see, even from that example, people are coming to the door, coming through the door when it comes to love for the wrong reasons immediately, instead of them considering and taking the time to consider, if I use a person for their finances, that's insulting. Like, a person should dub me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if a person had more common sense, a person would be like, yeah, they should dub me, because how am I going to be in a person's life and want them to make more money than me, right? So that I can spend their money as well as my own, and they still have a bag and all of this, and just give it to me. And what am I giving to them? That's a conscious, aware person. Only a person who's kind of asleep is like, oh, I want somebody to make more than me. Why? The traditional, I'm not with the traditionalism. I'm not with what a lot of these goofballs and traditionalism is. Because a lot of these traditions are played out. This ideology of one person needs to cook and clean and go out and do, one person needs to cook and clean. One person needs to go out there. No, we're both making our money, and we both need to be wise adults. I'm not going to make all this set to money to give it to someone. And a lot of you Scorpios, what you want, this is what I mean. That's practical. That's sense. That's wisdom. That's lived experience. Most people don't have that. Most people don't have that. So they'll try to like make you Scorpios seem like, oh, y'all wild, y'all goofy, y'all know what y'all doing. No, no, no. You do know what you're doing. That's the reason why. And so the thing is that the Five of Cups and the Six of Wands here for you Scorpios, it represents how a lot of you just kind of, you're not as, how do I say this? You're not as pressed as you were. Not saying that you Scorpios were pressed, but I'm saying, or really pressed, but you were to a certain extent, because you Scorpios were thinking about how can you find someone, right? You Scorpios know better. You can find someone. However, it has to be the right person. It has to be a person who can do well for themselves, who are very much so self aware and down to earth. Because a lot of people have taken dating and they've gone way out of pocket with it. This concept of money has left a blemish on dating. This is business at this point. How people talk about money when it comes to relationships, like they don't really look at relationships like relationships is like people talk about money so much, like they don't understand that like relationships is way more to do with just money, way more. This is like spiritual, like your soul. This is about cultivating who you are. This is about growth. A person affords themselves growth emotionally, the mind, spiritually, right? On a soul level, right? On a soul level when they're in relationships, right? People are, I mean, this is, I mean, to be quite honest with you, Scorpios, this is downstairs, what we talking about. What most people are talking about when it comes to relationships, finances, is really downstairs because it's people squabbling over finances. And it really goes to show you, like, people are scared out here. They don't like uncertainty. But what it is you have people acting brave. So many people out here acting like I'm not afraid of anything. I'm like brave, and they're not, because what do they need all the guarantees for? If think about it, if they're competent, right? If they're competent in who they are and they know that they're efficient, why are they so worried about a person like trying to give a person certain things, right? A person's fear mongering ideology about what they want. They're not really coming from a perspective of they've been in a relationship, they can relax, they're a decent pick, they can fend for themselves, they can do for themselves, they can produce for themselves, and that as long as basics are met, of course luxuries are going to be built on top of that, but at the same time to not overly worry about the luxuries, because you have the basics. The luxuries are in excess, but as long as the basics are there, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, right? Equity slash equality. What's those are the basics. What is up with those? You know what I'm saying? Like people are beefing with each other. If I'm really keeping it honest with you, Scorpios, people are beefing it with each other over things like money. And it's like, but this is my point. If two people are working and they are able to financially handle their bills, what is the beef over for the money in the first place? Like people are beefing because they want guarantees. Oh, well, if you and I break up, I spent most of your money, or I spent a large portion of your money. So I'm walking out of this with something. I'm leaving this connection with something. And for you Scorpios, a lot of you very much so have the right idea. A lot of you still have the love in your heart, but a lot of you Scorpios, honestly, what I'm seeing is you're becoming more aware of the fear talk, the I need this, and the guarantee talk. And it's like there are no guarantees, right? Like, because I wouldn't want to be with a person that feels like I gotta make more than them. Because it's like, why? Because if this is really about getting to know you Scorpios, right? Why would they need you Scorpios to make more than them? As long as you Scorpios do not, as long as you Scorpios are not a weight onto their shoulders, and you can fend for yourself and take good care of yourself, why are they so pressed over you making more money than them? What is up? Can they take care of themselves? They're showing you they're responsible. Excuse me, they're showing you they are irresponsible. They want to make stupid decisions and you still have enough to be okay with it. See, that's the part of these relationships when I say it's unrealistic and it's the wrong door. Let's clarify the Six of Wands and let's get out of here. So, to clarify the Six of Wands, you Scorpios have gotten the Two of Gabriel, Six of Gabriel, Five of Raphael, Eight of Michael, and then you Scorpios have the Star card to clarify the Six of Wands. So, Two of Gabriel, Six of Gabriel. Well, we're going to take out the Six of Gabriel, but because it's the Six of Wands, basically. But the Two of, the Two of Raphael, no, the Two of Gabriel here is about how, yeah, like, you know, you're building a relationship with yourself, and you're building, a lot of you Scorpios too, you're learning how to become more wise in relationships. All kinds. Friendships, family ties, romance, and not to be used, right? Be around in a person's life, be there for them, but not used. You know, they send you on wild goose chases, and you Scorpios are like, oh, okay, whatever. And honestly, these are things that even I went through when I was younger. But I looked at it like a learning experience because I wanted to know the game. And the more I found out from my experiences and my mistakes is the better, and the things that I did right is the better I became. Because how do you think I learned a lot of the pieces of the game? I had help along the way. People put me on to certain things directly, but for the most part of it was trial and error, going through it, learning by my mistakes and learning why that is, and seeing it in other people's scenarios play itself out. And I'm like, you know, this money thing is really like a big thing, even to the point of the money thing is beyond spiritual value, even beyond decency. And then especially today on social media with how like people talk about finances, when you hear them talk specifically about I mean, they also talk about other things from a dysfunctional point of view too, but when you hear them talk about finances, you would think finances is the most high to them. Five of Raphael, Eight of Michael, and the Star card represents how a lot of you Scorpios also too, right? You're learning how to, when it's a good time to let go of a person is when they show you that they're not in a relationship for the right reasons. That's the best time. And so the Eight of Michael and the Star card here represents also, and you're learning how to, you're learning how to actually be okay with walking away. And the Star card represents, because you know what it is that you're looking for. So when I say walk away, I mean walk away from friends, family, romantic interest, because those people won't really have your best interest in mind anyway. So a lot of you Scorpios are really you're really becoming geniuses in a way where a lot of you are learning how to really navigate the world without getting played, which is good. And you're becoming better at understanding other people, which is good. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,696 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you Scorpios want to come through and get a personal reading, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link.